did my name. Kamal, it's an Arabic name. It means perfection or completeness, and it says something about it aligns with me searching for my purpose or whatever. Right. Middle name Gabriel. That's what it said. God is my strength or something like that. And then it said messenger protector. Last name don't really matter because you know that came from you know where that came from.
It still matters.
Cottrell.
Cottrell is not a European name. You should look it up.
I looked it up. They didn't tell me. It didn't tell me much. I'm gonna look it up again. It didn't tell me much about Cottrell.
How you spell it?
Kittrell.
You know what? That's probably why, because your family changed the name of it. Because I mean the spelling of it. Yeah, because the name Cottrell, Cottrell.
Okay, that's the original.
Yeah. And then you got variations: Kittle, literal, Cottrell, Buttrell, Littrell, Kettel, Cottrell. They say these are European surnames, but they're not saying what it means.
See, that's what happened with me.
Hold on. So it's taken to a settlement in Europe called the Cottrell Settlement, which is located between Preston and Garstang in the county of Lancashire. The Domesday Book of 1086 lists this place as Catriholla. Yeah, so it's a lot of ways you can look that name up, but as it's given as Catrell from Cattrall, the CAT is the cat, TER is the terror earth, and the AL is the EL, which is the Moors of Europe.
My artist name, I did my artist name too, which is the name that you see, which is my Facebook name, right? And it's double meaning. So I just randomly made that name one day.
What is it?
And gang God, I made that one word, gang God, space coding. And I broke the got that name defined to me. And I'm like, bro, how do I keep doing this? Like I keep
I'm gonna take it a little further for you. Gang, G is the seventh letter, mean master. Ang is the avatar.
Okay.
So look at your rap name again. Chosen avatar, a god.
Man. The double meaning that I got was like a statement to the world. Gang God.
It is. Because that's a message that you want your music to carry with it. Look, my rap name is my real name, is the name that I gave myself. It's Morpheus Mysticus Magus. The name Morpheus, Morpheus, is an alchemically infused name. So if I would have stayed with the music, when you have 100,000 people saying more free us, more free us, right? And it's the whole alchemical breakdown. I had did a post on it some years ago, but the alchemical breakdown is to free us from the dirty Moors, to free us more than we were before when they came. We want to get back to liberation. So you put the code in the name. So when the people chanting the name, they empowering you to act on their behalf to give them liberation. It
I
was
feel
it
that.
was
Like that.
it made me when I was getting the name together, what made it so what made me do it that way is I was learning the power of sigils, and I was learning the power of mass groups of people channeling the energy frequency. So while I was doing that, and I was like, yeah. So if I do, because I got skills.
Hmm.
So
I could believe it.
while I was sitting there putting my skills together, and I was trying to come up with a name, I said I want something that if I could get thousands of people say it, it'd be tied to our liberation, right? And that's what made me pick the name Morpheus.
Something else. I forgot what I was about to say. It might come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah.
dang, I don't be wanting to cut you off because I'll be needing that. Like this whole conversation, I need that, man. That just turned me up. I'm probably about to get up and make some music in a minute when we get off of here.
Yeah. Sigil is code. You write an app for the brain when you write in a sigil. That's a good science to learn. And then if you once you know how to write them, you can go use old sigils been charged by elders over a prolonged period of time. You can use them and even draw from the power of the ancients that way.
Oh, you just brought it back to me when you mentioned the ancients. That's crazy. So, um, I came to the conclusion that my spirit animal is the wolf, the lone wolf.
How'd you come to that conclusion?
Okay, I told you I make beats. So soon as soon as you push play, you're gonna hear a wolf howl. I don't know what made me like that idea, but every beat I make, that's how it start off. You're gonna hear a wolf howling and going into the beat or whatever. Um, I resonated more with it when I was presented with a selection of different animals that could have possibly been my spirit animal,
Mm-hmm.
and I looked at all of them, read like the reason why they felt that was a match for me, and I'm like, well, the only one I truly resonate with is the wolf, because I already before I had that conversation, I already was using the wolf for years in my beats, and then my mentality, like I love the idea of a pack, but for some reason, I don't know if I intimidate people. I don't know if my energy just, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't know what's the sign behind that, but friends, family, I'm isolated. Like it wasn't by choice. Now it's becoming more by choice because I'm more wiser and I just don't want to be around all the sleep talk and people paying attention to things that don't matter. People not caring about what they eat and their health and stuff like that. I care about this stuff because it affects you. But a lot of people, they hit me with the, oh, we gonna die anyway. Oh, you can't stop nothing. Which, you know what I'm saying?
So
So I
wait,
just,
wait, wait, pump the brakes right there. We gonna die anyway. Let's deal with that. We gonna die anyway, but that means you gotta stop living because you gonna die one day.
that'd be my point. Or stop fighting. You know what I'm saying? They content, they pacified the system, then pacified a lot of my family for one, because I don't have not one that I could really talk to genuinely about like how we talking or share them your videos and they really understand. I, the mindset I got right now, I feel like I can go to school for anything because I comprehend stuff. I never been like no dummy or nothing like that. I dropped out of school. I got my GED though on my own time while still being in the streets. I just woke up one morning like, you know what, let me go do this for my mama. You know what I'm saying? Went down there, passed the test, first try, flying colors. Passed every test, flying colors.
Mm-hmm. That's what I did in the county. I got my GED in the county. But I was sitting there and I was like, shit, I ain't got nothing else to do. Lady, Miss Morgan is her name. Well, she was my Miss Freeman was her name.
Mm-hmm.
She was sitting up there and she she was asking anybody, she was first she just started handing out homework, math paper, um, English papers. She was passing them out. She was assessing the grade level. Called me up there after I did some assignments. She said, you want to take your GED? I said, I ain't never thought about it. She said, I think you can pass it. I said, you think I can pass it? She said, yeah. I said, let me do a couple more homework assignments to get in shape for it, and I tried. She said, that's good
Mhm.
because it's going to take about 2 weeks, and then you'll be able to go down there and take it. I went down there and took it and passed it. That's my highest education. Oh, I got a couple certificates in culinary arts and janitorial services when I was locked up, but formal education, I got a GED. I call it my guerrilla educational degree because
Mhm.
I had to use guerrilla tactics to self-educate. They didn't know what I was doing, but I did. Yeah.
You gotta, you gotta enlighten me on that guerrilla tactics.
Yeah. So the guerrilla tactics is the smaller force fighting the superior force need a different set of strategy and tactics as the superior force to fight the smaller force. So they resort to what's known as guerrilla warfare.
Mhm.
And it's generally characterized as a small band of soldiers joining together to fight a superior force.
Okay.
My cousin said I was always smart in school anyway. Yeah, I was in special ed the whole time. Yeah,
Man, I needed
yeah,
this. I needed
yeah.
this.
Hey, I'm gonna let you drop down. I'm gonna take I think another caller or two, then I'm gonna call it a night.
For sure. I appreciate you to help me with so much,
For
man.
sure, for sure,
Thank you.
man. I appreciate being able to help.
Respect, Chief.
For sure. I'll catch you later.
Yep.
Sydney Bailey. I wouldn't go through. James Taylor. What's going on with you, T?
How you know I had to chime in right quick? What's going on? How you doing today? You all right?
Man, I'm smooth, peaceful.
Yeah.
Loving my people.
Chat, how y'all doing, chat? Glad to see y'all checking out Uncle Rod, man. We're getting to feel good. Hey, Uncle Rod, I do got a question though this time.
Yes, sir.
Check this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we about to do this on the air, right? The Neuralink thing. Do you think there's anybody in the conscious community that is Neuralink? Big question. I got smoke. I got smoke, I got smoke now.
Listen,
Did me?
I don't care. I don't care about them people in the conscious community.
I mean, I feel that. And definitely, I feel that. That's why I asked that question. Cause
I know. I know.
I got a couple I've been
I'm gonna
watching,
tell you
and I've been
like
looking
this.
like, huh?
I know at least one of them is an android.
And I already know one of them you talk about. Don't worry about it. I'm on point. I already know. I look at his eyes every time I look at him. I'm like, why this nigga eyes like that, dog? It don't make sense. And he's stuck on one thing and one. You know what I'm talking about, but we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But then okay, another question, right? Have you ever heard of the Infinite Terror Map?
Yeah, that came from a fictional novel written by a Mexican author in Spanish
Nos
back in the.
Confunded, right? That's Nos Confunded.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this? The custodians and what he was talking about on it, the Giants, the Anakim,
Listen,
it's
it's
fictional.
fictional. Listen, what I'm telling
Uh,
you. It's a fictional.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
It's a
Go ahead.
fictional novel. One of my
Okay.
elders, Dr. John Henry Clark, say a statement doesn't have to be true to carry some truth in it.
That's all I needed to hear, OG. Because I'm very much aware of my discernment. My discernment is great, like off the charts. I don't know what they call it, neuromancing, or I know it ain't necromancy. I know neuromancy is like kind of seeing into the future a little bit. I've been kind of listening to a couple of y'all talk about these things, and I've been studying like Priestess Set Raw. I've been listening to her. I've been listening to a couple of y'all now in the cut, and I've been hearing y'all, and it registers with me. You know, I showed you some of my you know, I showed you some pictures of, you know, so I be deep out there. Now in Kentucky, my dad was in the Army. We were in Kentucky. I thought we was in Germany, but when I relayed the event back to my dad, he was sitting on the porch. He was like, "Nah, nigga, we was in Kentucky." I was like, "Oh, you were stationed in Kentucky. You're right. Okay." But we had these Roman columns in our house in the living room. There was a hallway to the right that led to the bedrooms and everything. There was a TV on. We were watching the movie. My mom and dad was sitting behind me. When I looked at the TV one time, it went to snow. You know that and all that white noise sound. Okay, bam, it did that. I looked back at my mom and dad. It's like they were still watching TV. I looked down in the hallway. It was I don't know if it was really a lightning storm going on or anything, but a light flashed in the hallway, and I saw a figure crouching in the hallway. But it had horns on it. It had red eyes. I looked at it, looked back at my mom and dad, like, is these niggas seeing this shit? I'm a jit now. I'm like, I gotta be at least 5, 6 years old, 7 maybe, cause we in Kentucky. My brother was born. He's 2 years under me, so he was just born. So I take that back. I wasn't even that old. I was about like 5, 4. So I look back at my mom and dad, and I look back at the TV. It's still in snow, and I look back at the hallway. The nigga still sitting there like I ain't even bust a move yet. He's still sitting there just looking at me. I'm like, look at this nigga. I really didn't know how to take it back then, but I'm as a kid looking at this nigga down the hallway like, that motherfucker really sitting there. Now fast forward to me being in Orlando. I go to jail. I do my first like little like 6-month sentence or whatever. But I'm sitting in a room in a dorm in my room, and it's a 3-man cell. One bunk on the wall ain't got nothing underneath it. The other 2 bunks is a bunk bed. The one on the wall that didn't have a bunk under it, bro, this motherfucker in my room again. But you know how you get that feeling like something holding you down while you're awake, or you can't breathe and shit? That nigga was doing that shit to me while I'm looking at him, but he was sitting on the other bed over there. I'm like, oh hell. So I had a whole gin in my room. Literally, I just thought about it. That's a gin, ain't it?
No, that's the gene. The interpretation of the gene is totally misinterpreted, misrepresented, based on the doctrines and belief system of Muslims.
Oh, so I'm so tired. But go ahead though. So what was I do? What do you feel like I was looking at? Because it keep coming around me.
Yeah, it's called.
And I have a lot of people that walk around me and they see things standing by me. Not one thing. They see things standing by me. Yeah. And they don't even want to come around me sometimes.
What you just
not on a bad thing, like on my guardian type thing. Not on a bad stuff, but like on a guardian thing.
Yeah. You describing what's commonly referred to as a familiar spirit. And they come to do a service on your behalf, but they can't do nothing until you give them instructions.
Understood.
And you can can only give them instructions when you learn how to work the magic circle. They can't hear you until you open the magic circle.
Which would be that thing, the circle with the pentagram in the middle. Would I have to do? Is that what you mean, or something else?
That's the pentagram of Solomon.
I know it's a pentagram. So I know it ain't nothing bad. I know they plagiarize a lot of our stuff, but I was just making sure that's what you meant. I was just making sure.
I learned mine from a guy named Milo Duquette.
Okay, now if I do one, do I do it right side up or upside down?
You have listen. You have to write.
Do my face point toward the top point of the star? Or do it face toward the bottom, making it a Baphomet type thing?
Listen.
When I do that,
when you first have to learn what you're doing first before you do it. Once you learn about the magic circle, how it works, how to activate the energy, you're gonna know that part.
Okay, gotcha. A lot of things I do now, I do notice listening to you. I'm gonna give some of the. I said what I said at first when I asked that question about the conscious community, but I have learned a whole fucking heap from y'all, bro. Y'all have unlocked so much in me, bro. Like, to the point I handle it, bro. The people be watching me handle the police and other oppressive figures, and they just be looking at me like they be thinking I'm the police. Cause I be doing them like, bro, how am I handling the police and I'm the police? That is weird, bro. I just don't play with their head because I know what's going on now. And that I ain't going for it. I'm old blood, bitch. So you know I'm tired of Mama Earth. And bitch, we ain't having that. I'm sorry for the cussing on Facebook and YouTube and all that. I hope y'all don't do nothing but dog raw about this because I'm gonna give y'all smoke. Don't mess with him because of me. I'm just saying. But anyway,
you know, I don't believe in being politically correct when the politics is all
I
wrong.
know I ain't have a chance to roll up before I got on the phone with you. I didn't think I was gonna catch you. I just grabbed a black right quick. But yeah, you know, I be talking to you and I ain't never really asked you no real question like that. But I did have a good question for you. I ain't want to come on here and just be like I usually do, just be getting on your nerves a little bit. I ain't want to get on your nerves a little bit today. I
No,
came
you
with a little
good.
question.
You
But
good. You
that
good.
first question, I've been thinking about that and I've been trying to text you in comments and ask you that question. I texted on Young Elder before. Okay, bam. Another thing just came to my mind. Yo, I have so many questions to ask you because a lot of the things you talking about when you was breaking down the werewolf tribe or the werewolves and you was breaking down the vampires, I have a lot of, I don't know, have you ever, what do you think about the folk, the werewolf apocalypse folk, like Dungeons and Dragons? How real is that Dungeons and Dragons game compared to the reality of what was really going on and what entities exist that's in that game? Because a lot of those entities exist, and I'm noticing they're talking about them a lot more, and I know they come out of Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm like, y'all acting like this is just a game, though, you know?
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, so if I tell you something about that game, I'll be making it up as I go.
All right. I'm gonna do it like this: the werewolf apocalypse. Remember how you were talking about the people that wore the wolves,
Yeah,
wore the
that
pelt?
was yeah.
Okay. Now,
They
could there
told the
possibly
story
have